Hi, sorry I haven't written for a while. A lot has been happening. Busy mom and just taking everything in as the Lord is bringing it to me. I kind of been combining this for the last couple of weeks. The Lord has been working on a deep theme of two things: His action and my response. I've really been praying and grappling over suffering and asking the Lord, I know that you don't will all bad things that happen to me. Because if you think about it, with Abraham, the Lord called and he said, bring your son, sacrifice him. And did God really want Abraham to kill Isaac? No. He was testing to see how faithful Abraham would be to his bidding and his call. So, that's one approach. But that showed me something about suffering in general, and that is how our heart is open to receive whatever hardship we receive. Or how our heart is open to respond to whatever hardship we receive. And that is with an attitude of saying, Lord, here I am. Here I am. Now, maybe that sounds a bit complex and a bit like, well, what does that mean? But if you break this here I am attitude down into daily life, when my little lady comes running because she fell, my response is, here I am. I love you. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to help you feel better. What happens when my neighbor next door needs a little assistance with something? Well, my attitude is, here I am. I come to help you. What else do you need? How can I be of service? And there's many examples I could give of that same, it's just that openness of the heart, that openness to receive, that openness to be like, Lord, I don't know where you are in this. I don't know if this is just happening to me because of the result of someone else's bad decision, which is one cause of suffering, or if you're testing me to see if I can say to you, no matter what happens, here I am. So there's that. And then the whole idea of that's the attitude one needs. But then comes a deeper look to see where our heart is. Because sometimes it can be easy to act, and acting is necessary. So if our heart is trying to be in this here I am attitude, then we look at our acting. Am I following the commandments? And we can go through all 10 of them and take each one and say, Lord, in my day-to-day life, where am I lacking? Do I put you first before all things? Do I speak holy? Do I keep your Sundays and solemnities holy? Do I honor and respect my parents and my friends and my family? There's so many things in this world that can easily come into that circle, that fine line of like, Lord, did I give you the first? Because we all have our passion that we like to do, our talents. But then there comes the aspect of technology. Do I have my phone on me too much? Am I looking on the internet too much? Am I not giving time to God in prayer? And that leads also to the whole idea of you can make your work a prayer by continually offering it to the Lord. Okay, but that's a tangent from what I'm trying to say. But if we are following the commandments and we are following what God asks of us in the day-to-day life with that here I am attitude, then we're okay. We can allow the Lord to build peace and contentment in our hearts. And that can be a job, because peace and contentment also come from what we feed our mind, what we tell ourselves from what happens in our lives. You know, God always wants us to remain steadfast. He wants us to fill our minds with what is good, true, and beautiful. He wants us to be renewed in these things. But does it happen overnight? Is the skill of cooking learned overnight? Is the skill of baking learned overnight? Is a loaf of sourdough bread ready after one rise? No. This little loaf that is hidden in there, I don't know if you can see it. It has to rise all night long and be baked in the morning. It takes time, just like there's so many different methods of cooking and baking and mothering, and it takes time to find the way that God wants to form you into the most beautiful creation that He's made you to be. And once you've embraced, gosh, now I'm going to start crying, and I didn't expect that. Once you've embraced this truth, once you have come to the point of realizing, Lord, bad things happen, but here I am. Once you have come to that point of controlling what you think and how you react, then you can find peace and contentment. And then comes that joy, that deep joy. And I'm not meaning like giddiness, I'm not meaning like constant excitement, but that quiet heartbeat that brings life and sustenance. So, if you want to know some of the scriptures that I've been meditating on to come to this, and anything else that has brought me to this, what I've been praying over the last couple of weeks, feel free to message me or leave a comment. God bless, and know that I'm praying for you as you watch this. Bye.